Welcome to the Best of Intentions, a podcast from Intention Films and Media, hosted by writer, director, former film commissioner, and novelist Debra Markowitz. So join us as we talk about all things creative.
All right.
Hey, we're here.
We're ready.
Nice.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm Debbie Markowitz. This is the Best of Intentions podcast. We are doing this remotely since we are expecting even more snow tomorrow after 25 inches yesterday. Our guest today, somebody very special and wonderful. I've worked with him on at least 2 features and about 5 shorts. And it gives me great pleasure to welcome actor and comedian Travis Grant.
Hey guys, how we doing? Thank you for having me. I really appreciate that. Has it been 5?
Let's see. We know the features are Waitlist, A Lovish Story. We know Brimstone, which is going to be done. Well, those are probably the 2 features, but then we have Brimstone Short, A Brimstone Lullaby, Just Sex, whose teaser we're going to premiere in a little while. I know there was more than 3.
Yeah.
Waitlist was supposed to be a short film, and then it wasn't. We made it a feature, so that's 4.
There's the
another one, Silent Harmony.
Lullaby.
Yeah, I think I have that. So that's 5 because you have Silent Harmony too. Assassin.
Wow. It's yes.
So we have a lot of films we've done together.
That's why I cannot thank you enough for just taking a chance on me. I really do. And
you're fun to work with because each part is very different. So it's kind of fun to see what you do with it.
Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome. We just did a reading last night for a feature that I'm going to be doing, and we'll have to figure out what part you have in that. But Travis and I know each other a gazillion years, and I was scoping out an actor to cast a commercial that I'm doing, because besides writing and directing, occasionally I'll do some casting. And, so I'll scope out the acting teachers' pages and just see if anybody looks interesting. And I see Travis, but the name was different. And I'm like, is that kid? And so I sent you a DM, and you said, yep, that's me. And we just started talking like 3-4 years ago, I think.
It's crazy how time just goes by, because I remember I was trying to get more into it, and I just I really just didn't. I had barely the slightest clue, and I was like, you know what? And I remembered you from just way back when, and I was like, let me pick her brain about it and just try to get something here. And then you were like, hey, I'll write you something short, and then we did it, and it came out so well, and we liked it so much, and then that's where it started.
Yeah, Waitlist. Yes. What we do is whenever we get a new piece of equipment, like a new camera, we usually do one thing for free or for next to nothing, or do something of our own, because we want to make sure everything works. We know where everything is before John starts getting hired out as a director of photography. Yeah. So I asked you if you had anything, but you didn't have anything written. So I said, all right, let me see, who do I want to work with? Maybe I can figure out some story. And so I kind of stalked your Instagram page and said, he's a nice looking guy. What can I do with this? And Beck was not actually the first actress in mind for that. I had somebody else in mind, but she was in the process of moving to California. So I said, all right, well, who else do I want to work with? And then I thought of Beck. And I had you guys come over and read together because I wanted to make sure that there was the chemistry that needed. So we did that in one day, and then after I wrote it, I told John, I want to know what happens with these characters. And I think I wrote the entire feature film in 4 days. And
I was going to say, you wrote it quick. I remember you whipped it out.
I couldn't stop writing it. The characters wouldn't stop talking to me.
Yeah. The amount of work that you turn over in such a short amount of time, I think that you're AI at this point.
I'm better than AI. Don't give me that. But I do hands better,
Yeah. Well, I mean, as far as productivity, it's just a machine. Just
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, every time you're like, by the way, I have an idea. I'm like, it's turning into, and then you have this magical ability where when you write something, it starts to take shape in my own real life, personal life. Yeah. And I don't understand it. I really don't. and then that's how it happens. That's just
Yeah,
how it
and you're not
goes.
the only one. I'll write stuff, and it's pretty much with everything I do. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Either what I wrote is something that hasn't happened yet, or something about somebody that I don't know yet, and then I
Mm.
find out and I go, "Oh, that's you." My friend Kieran, who I've worked with several times, and my
Oh,
friend
you told me.
Peter.
Yeah, you told me
Yeah,
about this.
I wrote this novel which I haven't finished yet, working title "Damaged but Not Broken," and it takes place. It starts in Ireland, and
Mm.
this one character basically is in a he's an indentured servant, and he was basically rented out and basically sold, so his family could survive. And he gets pissed off because he's just tired of getting beaten, and he ends up burning the whole farm down and whatever. But when I'm talking to Karen, he goes, my father was like an indentured servant. He was like sold to whatever. I'm like, he said his grandfather or his father. I'm like, probably his grandfather. And I'm like, oh, so it's about you? Because what do I know? I mean, I went to Ireland once, but I didn't know
Yeah.
anything about it. So that was really interesting. So yeah, I kind of do that. But I like to also, if I get to know you, um, when I write something, and if I know the actor I want, I'll kind of get a feel for what I can add to the character.
Mm.
Because you're very much Carter from Weightless, but you're also very much David from the
Yeah.
Embers, which are two totally different characters. You
Yeah.
know.
I think I think inherently I'm Carter, but I think the life that I ended up living and just like, things that I've experienced along the way has turned me into David. You know what I mean? Like those parts were instilled in me where I think I was born more like Carter,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes any sense.
Yeah, yeah, but and the thing I love about the David character is he has his persona in private is very different from his persona with women in public.
Yeah.
So in
Yeah.
public he's more like Carter, if it's
Yeah.
something he's interested in, at least um, when he's playing a woman. I hate to say that, but that's kind of
Yeah.
his personality in the beginning. But internally, when he gets to know somebody, which he doesn't do often, but he's more like he lets himself come out, which
Yeah.
is more like stuff you've gone through and what he's gone
Yeah.
through. And it's just, we're in editing on that now.
Oh
The
my God.
future.
They look so
Ah,
great. They look
yeah,
so great, dude.
yeah. I'm so happy with that. But it's the nuances in your performance is just like, I'll tell John, look at this, look at this. Uh, it's awesome. I can't. It's gonna take a lot of work. It needs a lot of ADR, but I'm just so happy with the performances of you and Julia Reiner, and Michael Fideli plays your father-in-law.
Yeah.
And
It was one of those films that like every day, I mean every day we showed up, like whoever was acting that day. I
mhm,
mean just hitting home runs every take. I mean it was so crazy. I've never been on a project like that. Like some takes are good, some takes are some takes, oh, we took a chance on this. Um Literally people were taking chances and just knocking it out of the park, and it was such a pleasure to be on, because once we after like a few weeks, I don't know, like a week or so probably, when that seemed to be the case, I feel like everybody was taking more chances because we had like a winning record with days with
mhm,
takes, and so everybody got more confident, and they were like, oh, I'm gonna try this, and it was so loose and so real and so emotional, and
mhm,
it really was. And it was actually pretty difficult filming it, emotionally. I mean, for many reasons. A, for me personally, because it was very close to my life,
mhm,
and B, we filmed at that little apartment, pretty much like 90% of the film,
mhm,
which was meant for a single man to live in. But we stuffed the whole film crew in it and filmed a feature in it,
mhm,
and it really was. It's crazy. It wasn't claustrophobic in the sense of like somebody ties you up and throws you in a closet and you're like, I'm in a closet.
right.
It was this like slowly chipping away at each day and day, and then one day, it was towards the end, it was hard, and
Mhm,
but yeah, everybody pushed past it, and it was great. And I think it because of that difficulty, you did see the anguish on people's faces, and I
mhm,
think that added to it. And I mean, I think that's probably my best experience and best work as of now.
mhm,
It really was a great experience, and I love talking about it. It really
mhm.
was.
Yeah, I mean, we started intentionally. We started with the scenes that required other locations other than the apartment,
Mm,
and to get all the actors out who weren't going to be the stars. Stacey Van Gorda had 2 days, I believe.
mm,
She was awesome, but so we wrapped her out. Sarah Shoops had 2 days. We wrapped her out. Michael had 2 days. We wrapped him out, and
mm.
then pretty much the rest of it, except for a few extras who were there, were you and Julia Weiner. And it was
Yeah,
really interesting to see how your relationship progressed, how you got more
yeah.
comfortable with each other, and I'm
It, it,
I couldn't be happier. I mean, I don't always work with the same actors, but I
mm,
do a lot if I think they fit the role,
mm.
um, because I get very excited about seeing what you guys can do differently.
Yeah,
Like I know you can do Carter. Now I know you can do David, and then we did. I think we did Assassin after that. John,
yeah.
maybe the man behind the curtain, John Marine, maybe we can show the Assassin trailer because I love the relationship between Kevin and his father. I think it's Anthony. So it's you and Michael, and I know you were nominated for best chemistry. So it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
nice to
we
use you
were.
for from the Embers. But John, if you're there, can you please put on the Assassin trailer?
Yeah, well, that worked so well because it was very similar to me and my dad. Like my
Capturing
dad,
who police say are
yeah.
imposters. Posing as utility workers in broad daylight, police say 72-year-old John Connor was led to his basement where he was beaten.
Okay.
Prosecutors
All right,
say
all right,
the
all
man
right.
ransomed his wife for the money while duct-taping her wrists and ankles.
What the hell are you doing here?
He was able to call 911.
Hello to you too, Dad.
Go, get inside. Come on, come on.
Jesus.
Go, 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 go. Your mother left me.
She's taking a break, Pop. Okay? So you apologize and come to your senses.
Apologize? Apologize. What the hell do I have to apologize for? My senses are just fine, by the way.
What is that?
What?
God. You got guns in the house? This? Mom doesn't like this shit in the house.
Yeah, well, that's why I stay out here in the garage. And by the way, do you see your mother anywhere? I don't see her here.
But you're more likely to shoot yourself in the hand.
Yeah. Ye of so little faith, my sons.
Mom puts up with you. We all do. We love you.
I still say you came from the mailman. I'll be honest with you.
Well, our mail carrier is a woman.
Maybe it came from her. Where you going with my stuff? I have my own refrigerator here.
This man is out of his mind. Slowly slipping into madness. Oh, Mom.
Yeah.
There it is.
That was one of the movies I had to direct pretty much with my hands over my mouth to keep from laughing at you two guys.
Yeah. With him, I usually because I usually like end up playing the straight man with him because he'll just rattle off, and it's like if you're with someone like that, you can't. I feel like you can't be if someone just rattles off. You gotta like let them have the floor, and then you sneak in your beats when you can. And I feel like that's the best way to do it with someone like him. I mean, him just kind of pick up on a natural rhythm. Because I've definitely been on things before where everybody's trying to get the spotlight, and then it's a big noisy mess, and it's like, all right, someone has to take the floor. You have to switch roles. You know what I mean? You have to switch who's taking the floor and who's being the straight man. Who's being the straight man, who's taking the floor. And yeah, he's I love working with him.
Yeah, I think that obviously your experience in comedy helps out with that a lot, and your
Mhm.
experience with improv. So you
Yeah.
guys really could bounce off of each other. And the funniest stuff, I didn't even write. So I'm sitting there going, "We have to keep this. We just have to keep
Yeah.
this."
Well, I think when I started improv the first 3 years I was doing comedy, and it was because I wanted to get into acting originally. Like that was what I wanted to be a comedian too, but like I mainly wanted to be a comedic actor. That was the first plan.
Mhm.
And I didn't know how to get into acting. So I was like, all right, like I guess let me do comedy. and let me also do improv because like that kind of scratches that acting itch. And I'm happy I did it for sure. I definitely am happy because it's improv doesn't get I feel like improv doesn't get the respect that it deserves. Honestly, I really don't, because you really, for it to go well, you really have to let go and like completely like of everything. You just have to go with the wind. Like every gust of wind you feel within yourself, just go with it and don't care. Because if you try to care even a little bit, it goes real bad and it looks like you're overacting and it's like, eesh. But yeah.
So do you agree that in order for comedy to actually be funny, they have to play it absolutely straight? Do you believe
Mm.
that?
Well, it depends what you're doing. Like what do you mean for it to work
Like,
it has to be straight?
I mean, unless you're Robin Williams or Jim Carrey, sometimes the best comedy comes from just straight lines that are hilarious without,
Mhm.
because if you try to be funny, chances are it's not going to really work. Sort
Yeah.
of like you said, that if you care too much and you want to, perfect that, it's probably just going to look over rehearsed and not really, really be particularly funny.
Well, I feel it just depends on the individual. Like some people are just cut and dry, and then that's their thing. Some people are like Robin Williams. They're all over the place, and they're act out people.
Mm,
Um, some people are like I'm a storyteller. Like I like telling stories and being myself. I'm pretty chill up there, unless I'm like I'll get a little crazy up there, but it's I don't know. With time, I've become more of a chill comic.
mm,
Um, but that's the whole thing. What they call it is they call it finding your voice. And
mm,
finding your voice doesn't actually mean like finding how you sound.
mm,
It's finding you up there and finding how can I make who I am at the bar, who I am at a party, who I am at a family gathering, who I am in the world. How can I bring that exact version of myself on stage? Because people like vulnerability. Like vulnerability, I think it's something that if you show it to a crowd or if you show it on the screen or anything, even if it doesn't hit whatever you're going for, it is respected because
mm,
it's you're showing a side to yourself. You're putting yourself out there, and I think everybody just naturally understands that that's a pretty tough thing to do. And you could say, "Oh, it's easy. I can do that," but like it takes years to find your voice because there always is going to be a part of you that like pulls back a little bit because you're afraid what everyone's going to say. But eventually the only way to get that, I think, is you just have to crash and burn and crash and burn and crash and burn for years until you eventually kind of grab that. And then you have to keep doing it. You have to keep doing it weekly to just fine tune it and keep it up and keep it sharp. And that's yeah, it's a really difficult skill to do. It,
I
it
mean,
really, really is.
I saw you do some new material, and I'm like, I don't know, I don't think that's hitting. But then I saw you do it
Yeah.
live, and I'm like, it was hilarious.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I guess you're finding your pace with it or whatever. So it's kind of
Yeah,
interesting to watch that.
that's the best part about if you're because once you have your voice, like your voice, how things have to be said.
Hmm.
Um, that way, when you write something new, it's like, okay, I don't know how this is supposed to be said or how this is supposed to be written and performed, but at least I have my voice,
Hmm.
and I'm dropping it through that filter. And in time, I will find out how to say it. But before you have your voice, it's real difficult to go about new material because yeah, you don't have your voice. You don't really know yourself yet,
Hmm.
and you haven't been able to take that street version of you and put it on stage. And yeah, that's definitely it. But I think comedy definitely helps with acting because of your timing. I feel like is one of the biggest ways I think I've noticed is the timing, the rhythm.
The
Because
way the way that I think acting is similar to comedy is the fact you talk about your voice, but with acting, it's like bringing your truth to the character.
yeah,
Which is really an interesting balance because you don't want to be who you are all the time, but it's through a filter of who you are. So if you have a really diverse isn't the word, but your personality is, you got a lot of different facets. You're not one, so
Yeah.
you can exploit that, to really bring the character to life. So I kind of want to show now the trailer for Waitlist. Waitlist just required a distributor, and they're going through QC right now. So I'm really excited to see where this ends up. But this was the one that we did as a short, and then we ended up filming the rest of it as a feature. You're going to see a lot of recognizable faces. Obviously, you're going to see Travis Grant. You're going to see Beck Fortis. You're also going to see Tara Westwood. You're going to see Robert Clahessy from Blue Bloods. Abigail Hawke has a small part from Blue Bloods. Kim Director, who is from Blair Witch 2 and The Deuce. She's been recurring on The Deuce. Lucas Hassel from Blacklist. So there's a lot of TV people in this. But it was such a blast, and they were friends who just came out, and I called them up. I said, "What do you think?" And they're like, "We're in. Whatever you're doing, we're in." And it was really fun to put together. So, Mr. Marine, if you can please show us Waitlist.
That one won't play.
It won't play. Oh, okay. Well, maybe you can find it somewhere else, and we will go on with our conversation.
Yeah.
Then can we show? Well, that's pretty. I don't know what it is, but it's pretty.
We like pretty things.
Well, then let's show Brimstone, because Waitlist was very, very light and funny. And there were some dramatic scenes in it as well, but it was just a feel-good film. And because things have been so dark the last couple of years, it just seemed like people needed something they could laugh at,
Yeah.
But then we did Brimstone after that. And the reason for that this is a short Brimstone, was because you found out that John had acted, and you wanted me to write something for the two of you. And
Yeah.
like, do something like Good Will Hunting. And I'm like, no, you can't do that in a short. Besides, I really want to stretch you. I want to see what you can do. And I know this was hard for you, but let's.
Yeah, it was. I kind of the few days leading up to the shoot, I just brought myself down. And people that they were like, "What's wrong with Travis?" And I was like, I'm getting into kind of like a pocket right now, because I knew I couldn't have been happy at all. Like, I didn't want any in my real personal day-to-day life. I didn't want any like happiness, excitement. I wanted to be low for it. And I was. And then I think it worked out pretty well.
Cool.
Yeah.
I love you, but we can't have you like this. You scare us. I gotta fix this, David. If you don't face it, I'm gonna really kill you this time.
I was wondering when you were going to come home, boy.
That was the old guy, the old crazy guy, is played by John Marine, who is our man behind the monitor at the moment, running this. And oh my God, he's such a great character, and David is such a great character, and the chemistry between you in this really, really awful situation.
Yeah.
And it's sort of this young man who's been so terribly abused by his father, that he's got PTSD, and he just. Every time he makes steps ahead, it pulls him back because of the voices in his head. And we all have voices in our head, but his are particularly bad. And those two characters are the reason for the feature, because I wanted to see what his life was like before he got married, which Julia Weiner is plays the wife in that as well. But
yeah, it was great that you wrote that, because it was you really get to work with John and see his range and everything, and he was also pulling from like kind of personal experiences himself. I mean, he won a big award for it. That was and well deserved. I mean, he really threw on that coat and that hat, and he became that person. And oh my God, the location was so great. That's what I love about like a great location, because I think it really, really helps you just dive into that world and become who you have to be. You really get into gear, get into the speed that you need to be operating at, because I mean, you look around you and you're in it. Like this is the most it. And that location was fantastic. It was just this dingy, dusty basement. I turn around, I see him looking like the Jeepers Creepers monster. And I was just like, we're here. We're in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were in, if I'm correct, I think the basement was like from the 1800s or something. And it had curved, part of it was all curved walls, because when basements like that were built, it was to keep Satan from hiding in the corners. So that worked so well for this.
Oh my God.
And it had spiders, and it was dusty, and it was just the best. It was safe. We made sure it was safe.
Yeah.
And they sold the house not that long after that. And
really?
I went back, John and I went back one day, the day before they had to get out, because we decided that we wanted to add young David to it. And we used Shep Hawk, who basically, Abigail Hawk from Blue Bloods, that's her son, and his debut film role. So that was really cool to do that. And, so luckily we had it, and then we left, and the next day the house, we couldn't even got back. So thank goodness we had it to do what we needed to do, because it adds to the film, the flashbacks and whatnot.
I remember the staircase was so narrow, and that was before I got either of my hip replacements. And it was like just getting on, because I was throwing myself on the ground, then I'd get up, then I'd run up the narrow staircase and just like stand. Like it was a very, very painful day, physically and emotionally. It was I think that just added it to it. It just brought you down. That was a tough year, because I mean, like the hip replacements, I needed them so bad, but I was afraid to get them, honestly, if I'm being truthful. But that narrow staircase was killing me. It really was.
But it worked. It worked for the character,
Oh, so. Yeah, for sure. Oh my God.
Out of you with everything, because until you had your surgeries, I know you were in pain, but it really worked.
Yeah.
John said he thinks he can play Weightless now, so you'll see the difference between obviously David in Brimstone, which that feature is based on, and then Carter in Weightless. So let's see if we can play that now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see. There we go.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's not working. Well, John can always edit in the trailer, I believe.
Yeah, that's probably easy. I mean, I'm the least tech savvy person in the world, so I don't know how to do it, but someone does.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm sure he can. I don't know if it's playing by you, John, but it's not by us.
Yeah, that was it's just, all of them. They've just been such great experiences, and like learning about. It's weird how these parts. I didn't think that acting would change who you are as a person, and I think you get really acquainted with yourself, because you have to pull from who you are to make like we were talking about. You pass it through that filter of yourself, and then the character mixes with yourself, and then that's who the character is. And I feel like I've really gotten to know myself a lot more, and I've become a lot more empathetic. And I mean I've always been empathetic, but it's noticeably different. Like I can cry during watching a movie now, which was I never understood how people did that. That wasn't who I was. But I mean, now it is. So now I'm just crying at movie theaters alone. So
good. Yeah. John said it was playing on his end, so I don't really know what happened.
Yeah, maybe it'll play.
Yeah, he'll edit it in at some point. So we promised that we were going to premiere the Just Sex teaser. You haven't seen it, have you? You saw it before it was completely done, I think.
Yeah, I saw it before it was completely done, which I loved it. And I mean, all the pictures, I was obsessed with the pictures.
Yeah, this was a fun film. This is one of those things I wrote in like a couple of hours. And again, it was just a fun film. I called up Nikki Silver because I just love her. And I knew she'd be the perfect person. Now, neither of you have names in this, which is great.
No.
I don't know if you know, it's he and she, because that's it. You don't even know each other's names.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping this one plays. So this is the teaser for Just Sex.
You're not from around here, huh?
No, I'm not. I'm a comedian. I'm on the road. I was doing a show at Waz Comedy Club.
Yeah, I know it. For a funny guy, you look like you could use some cheering up.
I forgot the condoms.
You don't think you're gonna get lucky on the road?
That was so much fun.
Yeah. I feel like every movie I'm forgetting condoms. I was like, where's my condoms? Where are they? I can't find them.
And for this one, we were looking for a hotel, and I realized that it was going to be very expensive and very difficult. So John Marine, my business partner, husband and whatnot, our DP in this, he used to build sets and run the crews that build sets for like Nickelodeon and something for Spike Lee for the power scene from Do the Right Thing and a bunch of other stuff. So he said, well, I'll just build one in our bedroom. So
he really made that look. He made that look like a hotel room in Florida. Like he really, like that looks like a vacation hotel room.
Mm-hmm.
It really, I mean, I was like, I walked in, I was like, what? Again, it was funny how like something happened. We had to push the filming location, filming date back. And so you had to just live in this hotel room for like however long. It was funny.
Yeah.
But
so we lived in it for about a week until we filmed, and then John took it apart and moved our furniture back.
Yeah.
But that's the good thing about having a house.
Yeah.
Because in Brimstone Lullaby, we lost our location, I think, the week before.
Yeah.
And, so John just said, well, I'll build it in the garage.
Yeah. I was going to bring that up too. I was like, that also looked tremendous. I mean, that looked great, especially when you're shooting it and, all the angles. I mean, it looked like we were pretty much back in that dingy basement for Brimstone, like the regular short. And it was like, wow. And I was all tied up to the ceiling, and it was great.
Now the cool thing, because we're crazy, it's not unusual for us to do two movies at one time. So we had wrapped early on from the Embers, the feature. And I said, well, since we only have a few hours, let's do the first scene of A Brimstone Lullaby, which the first and last scene were in that apartment. And then we came to the house to shoot the main middle of it. But John, if you have A Brimstone Lullaby, John wrote this one, which is really awesome.
Brimstone Lullaby, I mean, the flow between me, John, and Julia it was so smooth. I was so taken back by how smooth it was, just to dump, like just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It was so good. It really, and it's crazy how much I've gotten to know, I mean, just all of you through working on these films, and you get to learn about yourself, you get to learn about other people. And it's just I don't know. Acting's a wild thing to do. It's a wild art.
Yep, here we go.
Hey,
you. This is another letter from that lawyer. It's finally over. Once you sell the house.
I feel like I meet him up there next weekend.
We can. Not letting you go up there alone.
Oh, he can't hear you, dear.
See, you're in my house.
Dang it!
The fuck are you doing, old man?
Now.
Nobody screams and cries better than Julia Weiner. She could be a scream queen if she wanted to. She's just too talented.
And she had to do that again and again
Oh
and
my
again.
God.
And I thought it would run out eventually, but it didn't. She just kept going. I was like, good for her, dude. That was impressive.
Yeah, because John was in it, we hired Sean King as our director of photography. I've known Sean forever, but the first time I worked with him as our DP, and he was so good. And he even said to me, she keeps nailing it. Like over and over again, the screaming, and because it gets worse than that, it's just every angle, nailing it. She's pretty stunning.
Yeah. I really got to know her over Embers, and because we knew each other, but very, very little as far as like actual friends. And I think at the end of that movie, we really, really became friends, and I consider her a good friend of mine today. And yeah, she's a wonderful actress, wonderful person. I have nothing but good things to say about her, for real.
Yeah. No, she's awesome. Yeah, when you find really, really good actors, you kind of want to pull them in everywhere. And again, sometimes it's not the right person. The part is different, and the cool thing though is when you work with people, they're great, that they're going to get it, they're going to be great on set. It's people who can time after time after time bring it.
Yeah.
You never have to worry about them. It's a degree of safety for a director that like when we did Silent Harmony, it's like, okay, well, Travis is going to be the co-lead to Linda Collins, and we need to fill 2 other roles. Okay, Michael and Julia. And that worked out really well. That was really different, and because it was mostly silent. Your character was silent. Linda's character was silent. So there was some talking from the other 2 characters just peripherally, but for the most part, it was a silent film. Did you find that challenging?
I thought it was going to be. I'll say this: I really, really wanted to do it, and I went in there, really in that mindset because I had thought about once I knew I was doing it, I really I couldn't stop thinking about it. So I was really, really excited. So I was in that gear going into it, and I had thought about it for however many weeks, and yeah. So I don't want to say it, I mean it definitely wasn't easy, but I was ready to work when I got there, and yeah, like I think that's the best spot to be creatively is when you're excited about something because you're so loose and you're just open to anything, and you're ready to absorb everything that comes at you, and so I don't think it was a matter of difficulty. It was very new, and I was just absorbing this new thing that I'm doing, and yeah, it was really great.
Yeah, I mean, I loved it because as a director, pretty much everything I do is very different than the thing before.
Yeah,
and I
which
like
is
that.
great.
Yeah, it makes me a better director. It's I had a challenging year where I think I had 3 or 4 projects, maybe 4 or 5 that were all very, very different that people hired me for. And, one of them was I had to direct a 3-year-old. Actually, she just turned 4 and she was phenomenal. I had to direct a young actress with Down syndrome, which we found how to work together. And that was awesome. Losing a location last minute and then having to deal with rewriting it to work with what we had. It just seemed that it was challenge after challenge. And as difficult as it is, at the end of it, you feel like, all right, maybe I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, yeah.
It helped me grow as a director. John, can we show Silent Harmony? I don't know if I asked you to download that one. You will find it. Okay, so let's talk for a minute. Yeah, so the really interesting thing about that is pretty much the main dialogue is no dialogue. So it's your character who is basically told that Celine, played by Linda Collins, is a famous musician who has been in a terrible car accident. She's broken her arm and her neck, and even though she's healing, she doesn't know she can play anymore, and she's terrified. And she also lost one of her best friend, and the story leads you to believe that she and the driver had something going on, and he dies in the crash. So she's hiding at her summer house, recuperating, and they hire the handy person, who is you, your character, to basically just fix stuff up because nobody's been there for a while. And you're told to leave her alone. Don't talk to her, because she can talk supposedly, but she won't. So you find this connection at both of your shared pain, and you show it all without any dialogue. And we didn't know how people would accept it. Would they like it? Would they hate it? And we decided people are going to love it or they won't. Either it'll be their thing or it won't. But so far, every place it's screened, it's won something. So that's really cool.
I really thought there was like a primal element to it, because it was kind of, because of the no talking. It really kind of was primal in its own way, because it was like two animals sniffing each other out, and trying to. One guy's trying, like, at first they're like, I don't know how I even feel about this one, and they don't know how they feel about each other, and then I want to help her because I realize that we have a similar pain, and I think it was animalistic because we couldn't talk. We had to just go off of vibes in the room and body language and what her face looks like and what my face looks like, and is it a right time to approach? Is it not? And I really I love that about, because I think about stuff like that a fair amount, and I've always liked helping people. I do, and so again, that was a really great experience. It was.
Okay.
The doctor says she can talk. She just won't. Any idea how long it's going to take?
Give it time. I'm sure it's going to get easier. I just can't imagine how hard it would be to think you lost your most precious gifts. And a friend.
Her driver.
Yeah.
Long-time driver. Try not to bother Miss Faison. She keeps to herself. You have my number if you need anything.
Oh, I love that movie. I also wanted it to, when I wrote it for Linda, I also wanted it to showcase her music, because she's a professional musician. So so she's trying to get her confidence back, and through this chess game, this silent chess game that the two of you are having, she starts to get her confidence back, and it's I love that part of it. And again,
I think the trailer, the pictures, everything. I think it came out like very, very classy. I think that was like the classiest looking thing that I've done. It looked like a very. I'm not thinking of the word right now, but I was very proud to like show people that. And I mean, I'm proud of all my stuff, but like, it was just very, I don't know. I really liked how everything looked and sounded. And also she's just like a rock star on the piano. So, I mean, that added to it. And
yeah, Linda's amazing. We had worked on the prop together that I had written, and she produced it and starred in it. And I did not know she could play piano until we went to this one home location, and she sits down and starts playing. I'm like, we have to use that. Yeah. And I said, is this your song? She goes, yeah, I wrote this for my grandmother when she passed away. So I said, well, this has the song. The movie has the center about that. And then when I wrote Silent Harmony, we I said we need your music because it has to be told through your music because it's so gorgeous. Why wouldn't you use it? John said he found Waitlist. We're going to try again.
Try it again.
Try again.
Ring it up.
Maybe.
Maybe not.
I don't know. The elusive Waitlist.
Well, I guess everyone will just have to go see the movie. That's the only way.
Oh yeah, when it's out, it'll be on my website where it's screening and whatever. I feel really good about it. You guys just did such a good guest job. All right, here we go.
Hi.
Oh my God, how are you?
Thank you for coming.
Who are you? Hey, I'm Carter Morgan, sir. I'm one of Denny's friends from up the block. I was just helping Miss Chase with her laptop.
Right, yeah, hey, Carter, how you doing? I can take it from here.
Oh my.
Mom, I'm home.
Sorry. Oh my
Wow.
God.
Take it, he's home.
Don't you think the universe is trying to send us a message and save us a whole lot of trouble?
He's been sleeping with Lisa Chase.
Black eye.
Mrs. Chase? Uh-huh.
Rough sex is very dangerous, Carter.
Benny's mother? Uh-huh.
I hope it's protected sex.
Is it true? She's not married anymore. Stop talking about sex.
Okay.
Nothing ever stays simple when you start sleeping together. Someone always falls. Especially if the sex is great.
She didn't see me, did she?
And he's just turned 26.
She saw a lot, but she didn't see you.
Oh, well, okay then.
I'm fucking crazy about you.
You're just fucking crazy.
It's not just sex.
They like my book cover.
I'm sure he's very talented.
I would love to come.
You should definitely come.
We need to.
We'd love it if you came.
Greg, this is Carter. Carter, Greg.
Hey,
Nice to meet you. Yeah.
I'll let you guys have at it.
Rough night with the guys.
Yeah, it's just a misunderstanding.
I'm Diane.
I'm Carter. Did Greg stay over?
He kissed me?
Baby, I'm sorry, I forgot my purse.
Lisa Chase?
I love that trailer. I love that movie. How was it working with all these names in like every scene?
It was very nerve-wracking, especially the day that we filmed Tara walking in on me and Lisa Chase. That one, I was in my room and then I hear Robert Clohessy and Tara Westwood going over their lines, and I was just kind of like frozen in my room, like, oh shit, like they're already starting. They're already I'm like, I don't know if I can, like, are you even like good enough to be in the room with them? And then I was like, well, you know what? You know how you're definitely going to fail is if you go about it hesitant and you don't jump into it 2 feet in. You have to jump into this 2 feet in and just, if you crash and burn, you crash and burn. And I did. And I think that was definitely the better way than going into it hesitant. You go into anything hesitant, it's like, that's a guarantee fail. So you might as well take a swing. And I was definitely super nervous about, being with them. And because when you're with like such experienced people like that, you want to look good. You want them to think you're good. You want them to like you. You want it all to work out. And you're with them all day. You're with them for like 12 hours. So, it's not just like this 1 hour thing. And so that was weighing on my, consciousness. And but it all worked out. It really did. I mean, they couldn't have been better people to work with because they really set me at ease. And I was, everything was able to flow very nice. Yeah.
I think every movie you do really, really, well, with any actor, but I think your trajectory has been actually pretty quick at this point. But everything you do stretches you. And I really kind of wanted to originally it was going to be totally non-union, do it as cheaply as possible. And then I said to John, you know what? I'm not doing this justice if I don't bring in some names, and I kind of wanted to surround you with names, because
I do
I like
appreciate
to,
it.
yeah, I love, especially if people are newer and I know they have it. I really, really want to stretch them. I mean, Julia had a very small part in there. I think she has 3 or 4 lines.
Yeah.
She's just, Lauren Murtha is wonderful. And he is hilarious as Lisa's ex-husband. And I needed just a cute little blonde that would be like his young girlfriend. He left his wife and this was his habit. He was just kind of a real, or I could say it, he was a real dick.
Yeah.
So she had 2 lines in that. And then when I wanted to hire for Brimstone, I said, this is a very different part. And I said to her, she goes, I'm in. I'm just in. And she also, it's great to see, that her stretch herself as well. So it's fun. You sort of feel like Pygmalion in a way, as far as you guys are all this entity of these really talented people. And I love watching great actors. I love it. I sit there and I'm in awe. And John always says sometimes it's like I have to go like this, say cut, because I'm so interested in watching what you guys are doing. And I want to give you some leeway to do what you do. And if it's good, we keep it. And if it doesn't, then we change it. But to me, that's the best part of being on set.
Yeah. It really was. And oh man, I'm trying to think of the word. I can't thank you enough for just taking a shot on me. And because I've always wanted to do this since I was a little kid. And I mean, ever since I was a little kid, I would watch movies, I'd pause it, rewind it, then I would do the part, and I would like act with the movie. And because I always wanted to do that. And I didn't even know how to even work on acting. But to me, at a young age, I was like, well, I guess just do this, just do this. And then I met you, and then you really stretched me so much. That's what I love about working with you, because you give me so much room to just flap my wings, stretch my legs. And there's because I've definitely taken chances on things, and you're like, well, I don't know why you would choose that, and then I explain it to you, and then you're like, actually, you know what? I buy it. Do it again, and then I do it. And if something doesn't work, you're right away. You're like, that doesn't work, and I'm like, okay, cool. Every one of your film sets are very, very just constructive criticism, creative, just hub. You're just in a creative hole, and that everyone's in that hole, and everyone's working together in that hole, and you really just make the best thing that you can make. And I know this sounds kind of like a general overstatement, but it's really not. It's really because eventually you do this long enough, and you're on some other sets that are just like, that's not really like that. And sometimes they're great, and you're definitely one of the great sets that I love working on, for sure.
Yeah, I know there's some directors that you don't take a word out of place, and they'll make you do it 50 times if you have to.
Yeah.
And sometimes the scene does call for that. Like there's a line that has to be very, very specific, for because the rest of the film kind of builds on that. But a lot of times, again, your actor might come up with something to say, hey, can I try this? Well, let's see. If it's great, we'll keep it. If not, whatever. People like Robert Clahessy, Tara Westwood, especially Clahessy, if we're working on a film, he will sometimes call me every single day for 2 weeks before and say, okay, so when I say this, is this what I'm looking for? Or I think that he would more feel like this. And because he just wants it to be exactly what the director wants. And, that's really cool. Not everybody does that. I'm not big on rehearsals. I usually rehearse with the actors I know, especially I rehearse the morning of. While everybody else is eating breakfast, we sit down, we're going over everything. But some people like a lot of rehearsals. I kind of think that I want you guys fresh, is my feeling.
That's with Embers, that's kind of what it became the second half of the film, because like we'd show up. I mean, we went over it, but we didn't. We maybe we would do a Zoom, maybe we wouldn't. But like it was very fresh, it was very right there. And then I'd go over to Julia. Hey, you want to just run them real quick? And then there is a certain thing you get from it being fresh, and it's because it's not drawn out, it's not wrung out, and it's fresh, and you just have a different energy. You just come out of the cannon like pow, and it's I personally like that way better, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's It's cool. It's refreshing. As long as your actors know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And you find out. You find out by trying. I mean, that one of the main things is know your lines. If you're showing up to set, show up early, know your lines, be cool. And then the more you trust each other, then the more you can play with things.
Yeah.
But you gotta know your lines, obviously. But do you have anything you want people to know about you that we haven't covered?
No, man. Just like I said, I'm coming off of a double hit replacement, so I'm getting back into the swing of things, physically, emotionally, and yeah. If you want, just follow me, Trav_Grant on Instagram, and yeah, I'll keep you guys updated. For real, I just got the website, www.travgrant.com. Everything's on there. Yeah, follow me, check me out, and I'll keep you guys updated. I'll keep coming out with as much art as I can, and it'll be real art, things that I want to do, and that my whole heart's in it, my whole soul's in it, because that's really all I want to do. I just want to do stuff that like tells my story and just shows me the most that I can. And yeah, I made that decision right from when I left college. I didn't graduate college. I left it because I was like, you're wasting your time here. And then I didn't know what I wanted to do. And then my mom was just like, well, you might as well just take a swing doing something that you want to do, regardless of how it turns out. And I can't be happier with that decision. So yeah, give me a follow.
Cool. Sounds great. All right. I want to thank Travis Grant for joining us today. Actor, comedian Travis Grant, award-winning actor Travis Grant. He's won a couple of Best Actors this year, which was cool. And I wanted to be your first director that you got your.
I knew it would be you. I knew it would be you.
You never know, though. Sometimes you can do the best work and nothing happens. But
yeah. Sometimes you can do the worst work and someone's like, that's great. And you're like, yeah, like great.
Absolutely. I mean, one of the best things, I just got to say, when we did New Jersey Web Fest, we were nominated for a bunch of stuff. I've been there before. And John has won before, but you had one. I'm like, and both of us like, let Travis win. Please let Travis win. We don't care if we don't win anything else. Let Travis win. And the first thing was, Travis won. Best actor. Then John won Best Supporting Actor.
Oh, my God.
And,
I just heard you shriek.
Yeah,
I heard you shriek from the back.
Yeah, we just kept winning, and it's like, oh my God, that was like one of the best nights ever. Was to be with everybody, and everybody won. It was so awesome.
Oh my God.
But I want to thank you so much for joining us here today, and I want to thank all our listeners for listening. And we'll see you next week, Travis. We will work together very shortly.
Yes, we will. I love you, Deb. I love you, John. Okay. You guys are my family.
Love you too. Take care. Bye.
Bye.